good friends? Israel Epstein out here in the wonderful Southwest Desert today with the Stevens Model 200. We have done some upgrading to this little gun. You saw last time that we put the Rifle Basix Sav 1 trigger in it. We're going to today kind of test out this trigger. We're just shooting M855 reloads, which are, I don't know if they're pulled or just bulk bullets. They're not real good accuracy bullets. But we're going to see how they group at 100 yards. I do have some 55 grain soft points from Hornady V-Max loads. Those are very accurate. So we will try these on the paper as well. Just wanting to test out that new trigger. It is clean break, very crisp. It was probably 5 to 7 pounds with the standard trigger that came with the gun. Right now it's probably pulling at about 1.5 to maybe 2 pounds. It's very nice trigger. It seems very crisp and clean and lightweight. I like that. We're going to see if that maybe tightens up the groups a little bit. You can also see that we have the new scope on here. This is a Vortex Viper PST first focal plane 4-16x50 millimeter, and it's got a 30 millimeter tube, and then we have the LaRue Tactical Quick Detach LT120 mount. My purpose with this is to be able to take this scope and place it on any of the guns that I want to, if I want to use this nice scope, because this is the nicest scope that I own. You guys have known me before to take whatever is just below the best, and that's good enough for me. I'm not generally willing to spend the maximum amount of dollars for the maximum amount of professional equipment. I am a bit of a cheapskate, so I have always done that my whole life, is research what is the very best and then what's right under that, to where the cost performance curve really just gets skewed to where you're paying a tremendous amount of money for something that the benefits are not that great. So this scope is about $950. Now that is definitely the most expensive scope that I own. In fact, it's more expensive than any of the guns. So good glass, very expensive. You can definitely tell the difference though. I mean, with those Millet TRS-1 scopes, for example, I had there's a full moon out here right now, or close to it. When the moon was full, and I mounted these things on my gun and was looking at the moon with the scopes, and you could see the moon very nicely with the Millet TRS-1. It was nice. You could see some good detail. It was a fairly crisp image. But then when you held this thing up to the sky and looked at the moon, it was so bright it would almost blind you, and you had to let your eye get used to it for a moment. The clarity and brightness of the image on this scope was definitely superior to the TRS-1. It's not to say that the TRS-1 isn't a good scope and doesn't work. It does. The TRS-1 tracked fairly accurately, and I used it for a while. So, but now we've upgraded to the Vortex Viper, and we're going to see. I'm not expecting the scope to make any difference in the gun shooting better. It could if the parallax is better on this model, and I noticed that the parallax setting on the Millet was much more drastic than the parallax setting on this Vortex Viper. You could literally see as you were looking further away and adjusting your parallax to get the image to be in focus. This scope, it's almost always in focus. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at 50 yards or 400 yards or 500 yards. It seems to be there's no blurriness in there, and you're not using the parallax knob here to focus necessarily. It's a little subtle, and it's a little different than what you might expect on a cheaper scope. So Sav 1 trigger, Vortex Viper. The only thing left on this gun that needs to really be changed perhaps is this stock. And what I'll probably do is I may play around with this stock and just, beat the tar out of it and fill it up with rocks. I have no idea, but we'll play with this stock for a little while until I decide to buy another one and replace it. So here we go with our first 3-shot group with the new trigger and the new scope on the Stevens Model 200. And let's see what we get for a 3-shot group down there at 100 yards. Here we go. Okay, let's go for the bottom right diamond. We're going to try and hit the top of the diamond. Bottom right diamond at the top peak. Okay, here comes shot number 2, same spot. Three shots. Okay, there's 3. Not too bad. Let us try 3 of the Hornady V-Max loads. My glasses are steaming up or fogging up or something. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Alright, so you can see that they group okay. Let's try another 3 shots with the 62 grainers. So far so good. Trigger is great. Scope is clear. We got a lot of mirage coming off, the heat coming off of this ground. Quite a bit of it. Little bit of breeze, not impacting us very much at 100 yards here. Let's go for the top left diamond, bottom peak. There's 1. There's 2. there you go, folks. Now we'll go and take a look and see how it looks. But I think that the trigger feels fabulous, and the scope is also fabulous. So let's go take a look at our groups. And the next time, we'll see what else we do with this gun. So far, so good.